A year ago I made a video about how to upgrade your tokens with resin, and I know some of you had concerns about the long-term effects of this kind of upgrade. So in this video I'm taking a look back to see how my tokens are holding up and whether I still think it's worth your time and money. Most of them turned out great and I was very satisfied with the result. But right after finishing the project I noticed something odd. Some tokens didn't feel like the rest. The ones that cured correctly felt smooth like glass or plastic, but others felt smudgy and almost sticky. And this is a major problem, especially when you're playing games like Quacks, where you draw tokens from a bag and you're not supposed to feel the difference between them. Now, a year later, those same tacky tokens are starting to yellow, some more than others. This is one of the biggest concerns when using resin, but most of my tokens still look exactly the same as they did a year ago. Here's what went wrong. When I made this, I started with a pretty cheap resin and used it on about a third of my tokens. Now, roughly a third of my tokens are yellowing, so it's safe to assume this cheaper resin was the problem. The problem was measuring the resin correctly. When you're using resin, you mix two parts together to create a solid, transparent, plastic-like material. It's extremely important to get the mix exactly right for it to cure properly. The first brand I used measured by volume, which made it incredibly difficult to get precise measurements. That's why I switched to a slightly more expensive brand that measures by weight instead. This made it getting the correct ratios so much easier. So I'm confident that the cheap, hard to measure resin caused the yellowing. Those tokens feel tacky because they never cured properly in the first place. Another cause of yellowing is direct sunlight exposure, but since I've stored these in the game box, that's definitely not what happened here. But aside from those yellow tokens, the rest look and feel exactly the same as they did a year ago. Where they cured properly, the hardness is identical, the clarity is excellent, and they feel great when you handle them. And they sound amazing when you drop them. But there's one issue I still notice. I found it difficult to get the exact same amount of resin on each token. You can feel that some are slightly thicker and others slightly thinner, which is also problematic when you're playing Quacks, since you're not supposed to feel the difference. So, do I still recommend this upgrade? Yes, if you enjoy the DIY crafting process, because it does take considerable time and effort to get right. I still think it's an excellent upgrade that will make your tokens look much better, as long as you learn from my mistakes. If you want results like these good ones, here's what you need to do. Use epoxy or another brand where you measure by weight, and be extremely precise when measuring. I can't stress this enough. And don't expose your finished tokens to direct sunlight. These are the most important steps to prevent yellowing. But for the complete process and perfect results, check out my full series on the subject here.